Hello everyone, it's Brian. I hope you had a good weekend. On Saturday, I went to the downtown Toronto record show. As you can see, I took the subway across town. Normally, I would have biked out there on my bicycle, but the weather was cold and rainy, which is a bad combination. I don't mind cold, I usually cycle through the winter, but the rain was kind of irritating. I met up with a friend of mine. We met at the entrance. We spent about 2 hours in the show. I would say that this year was less crowded than usual. In other years, there were often so many people you couldn't even move around comfortably, and when you approach a table, there's often no access point. You'd have to squeeze yourself in or wait for someone to move, and there was a bit of competition. I found that kind of irritating, but this year it didn't seem to be like that, except for one table. The table from the people who run the show was very congested. It was very difficult to make it through those boxes, so that was frustrating. I picked up a few things, and I'm going to show you what they are, and if I remember, and if this hasn't gone on too long, I will relate a funny story at the end. So here we go. The first thing I bought was a 12-inch single or maxi single from Husker Du. Don't Want to Know If You Are Lonely. That's a track from Candy Apple Grey from 1986. And the flip sides are All Work and No Play, which is a very long song. It's like 8 minutes and 24 seconds. That's a bit too long if you ask me. And a live version of Helter Skelter. So I try to pick up Husker Du singles, 12-inch singles if I can find them. Have a few, and this one I had never seen before. So I decided to grab it. Number 2. So this is a funny pickup, but let me just, to give you some background, let me just open this. When I did my Smiths ranking of my favorite Smiths songs, I showed this 12-inch single. Right? I showed this one for What Difference Does It Make? It's the first UK pressing with Terence Stamp on the cover. So I've had this for a long time. That's Terence Stamp. I got almost a Doug Stamper reference in there. Holding a chloroform pad in his hand. And as I said in that video, he wasn't happy about that, so they redid the cover with Morrissey. So this is the Morrissey cover. See if I can get them both in here the wrong way. So that's the Morrissey cover. There we go, quite similar. And then at some point Terence Stamp thought, wow, it's not so bad after all. So I've had this one for years. This one I picked up at the show because it was a really good price. It has a bit of a bend here, but it's in really good shape, and the price was really excellent. So I decided to pick it up just so I have both covers, which makes me smile. And then it might have been the next table I went to. I was flipping through the bins, and I saw this, which I had to get. And again, both of these things I wish I had had during my Smiths ranking, because I could have used this one. This is Shoplifters of the World Unite. There's the back. B-sides are London and Half a Person. And I have to say, this is in such great condition. This is Mint Plus. I mean, there's just nothing wrong with it. It looks like it's never been played. Looks like it's never been used. It has no dents, no dinks. This is the original sleeve that it's in. Nice red sleeve. Beautiful copy. And so I felt like I had to get that, and I would have liked to have had it for the Smiths video, but alas, I did not. And lo and behold, right behind that, in the same bin, was Sheila Take a Bow with Is It Really So Strange and Sweet and Tender Hooligan on the back. Shoplifters from '86. This is from '87. Again, this is in perfect shape. This is like as mint as you will ever find. And on the inner it has the lyrics from all 3 tracks, and then some promotional. If you don't already have these records, you can get them. So that's incredible. I couldn't believe that I saw these sitting there, and the prices were pretty good. And as I said, it would have been great to have them a couple weeks ago, but I did not. I was happy to find them. By the way, I saw 2 other Smiths singles, 12-inch singles. One was for Headmaster Ritual, and it was really dog-eared, and The corners were all bent, and it was, I mean, the vinyl might have been in nice shape, but it was $40, and I thought that was outrageous for a record that it should have been less than, even if it was less than half of that price, I probably wouldn't have bought it because it wasn't in great shape. And then I saw the alternate cover of William, It Was Really Nothing, and again, that one was a bit dog-eared, and it was $75. There's no way I was going to pay that for a record that wasn't in the best of shape. So I left those two behind and left with those three, which is great as far as I'm concerned. The other thing I got was Nitzer Ebb or Nitzer Ebb, depending on your preference. And this is called Showtime from 1990. So we're into the end of vinyl era, you know, the death of vinyl era. So that's the inner sleeve. It's on this nice black Geffen label. My only criticism of this record is it's a little short. There is a huge run out here, and there could have been two more tracks on here. But on the other hand, though, this is great. Lightning Man is a track that was in heavy rotation back in the day. You know, it promotes getting closer and fun to be had. Those are great too, but Lightning Man was the track that I really loved back in the day. That was an excellent find. I have never, ever seen a copy of that. And the last thing I bought was something I've been looking for, I don't know, it seems like 20 years maybe. I have every Tom Waits record from the 70s and 80s, including a comp or two, but one that has always evaded me, and I couldn't figure out why. I could never find it, and every time I did see it, the prices were outrageous. So that's Rain Dogs. Every time I see it, the price is so ridiculous. I don't understand why it's so expensive. I can't really figure that out. I don't think it shouldn't be rare. It was mid-80s, right? So, and I was looking through bins at the show, and I saw one for $80. I don't know which pressing it was, but I said, there's no way I'm paying $80 for that record. And I walked to the next table, and he had this pressing in really good shape for a fraction of that cost. And so I grabbed it. He told me it was a UK pressing, but it turns out it's not. It's actually from Scandinavia. I don't know why he thought it was from the UK. But something I've been looking for forever and managed to find for a really excellent price. Yeah, this is great. So I was really happy to get that. So that's everything I got. And then we left. We went to Starbucks. And now I will tell you the funny story because I remembered. And it's only been like 7.5 minutes. So we went over to Starbucks to have a drink. And then I had to take the subway back to my house, and that's really only half an hour or so, but I decided it would be a good idea to go to the bathroom because I just had like some liquid. So I walked to the door and it's locked, and I thought, oh, maybe I have to have it unlocked by the staff. So I walked back and I said to the guy, can you open the door? He goes, yeah, I'll do it. So he pulls out a key fob. He goes, I'll open it when you're near the door. So I walk to the door, he's looking at me, he presses the key fob, I hear this click, I push open the door, and there's a dude sitting on the toilet. So I quickly closed the door. First thing I thought was, my God, I'm really happy that wasn't a woman sitting there, because that would have made it 10 times worse in my opinion. So I closed the door, went back to the table, and said to my friend, we have to go now. And I told him what happened on the way up, because I didn't want to have to run into this guy or see this guy after he came out of the bathroom. But that was a weird way to end the event, right? That's kind of strange. So anyway, that was my trip to the Downtown Toronto Record Show, and it was fun. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. No doubt.